Hello and welcome to the podcast, A Life of a Woman. I am your host, Callie, and today I am sharing a bit about my self-care routine. So I feel like I'm in a really good routine with my self-care and just doing joy-bringing activities and doing them amongst the busyness of mum life and working but without it feeling like I'm just going through the motions or without it feeling like a chore or like it's something that takes me away from the family. Like I'm in a really good routine with weaving these joy-bringing things into my life. So I thought I'd share what I'm doing in case it inspires anyone else because it's so important for us to be doing, the self-care and the joy-bringing activities because we can't give well to others if we are not feeling well, So we can't give joy to others if we're not feeling joyful. If we don't have joy within us, we can't give joy to others. And it's like the flight attendants say, if you've been on a plane, you will know that they always say apply your own oxygen mask first before helping others. So that's exactly what this is, this podcast, this episode, like my whole mindset. It's all about, especially after last year, if you haven't heard my podcast episode about my last year, it's called my 2024 The Real Story. If you haven't heard that, go and listen to it. I'll link it below as well. But yes, you can't just keep going through life and pushing on because in the end you're just going to burn out and you're not going to have that deep connection and happiness and health that is so important for you and your family. So I know that motherhood can be all consuming, but remember, this is your life. Like, this is not someone else's life. This is not your children's life. Like, they have their own life. This is your life. You are living your life. So you need to live it your way. Like, you are the only person that is with you for your whole life. You are the only home that your body and mind has for your whole life. And so you need to live it your way with you as a priority. If you are not functioning and feeling at, high vibrations, high levels in positive ways, then you are not going to be able to give that to others. So you need to find a way that makes you feel happy and healthy. This isn't about taking away your time or not prioritizing your family. Of course, you can prioritize them, but it's about not deprioritizing you. Is that double negative? It's about making sure that you stay a priority as well, is what I'm trying to say. So it's about living in a way that when you look back at your life, you're not going to regret it. You're not going to feel like you're on the hamster wheel, going through life, feeling stagnant, too busy caring for everyone else and not truly experiencing what life has to bring and the daily joy and happiness that you can feel each day because there's no reason that you can't feel that. And so, yes, 2024 last year was just that reminder to myself because last year I was definitely not prioritizing myself. I was doing everything else for everyone else, and I was not on my priority list. And I was just on that hamster wheel of just doing, 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 go, go, go. And yeah, it was not my happiest year. And it was, yeah, a big wake up call, just, a jolt to the system saying, hey, remember, there's lessons here. You need to change things because you can't keep going like this. So yes, I've certainly lived that life of not prioritizing yourself and just being so immersed in motherhood and working and just caring for everyone else. But this is your life. You are the main character in your life. So let's prioritize it. Let's prioritize ourselves. So let's talk about self-care to start with, because we always hear this term actually, self-care. So let's just actually like talk about what it is. So self-care is the practice of it's about engaging in activities that promotes your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual well-being. It's doing activities that promote your well-being, that make you feel better. it is, taking conscious actions to maintain and improve your health and well-being in all those areas, your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So it's about taking conscious action to maintain that. So benefits of like doing self-care activities and focusing on your self-care are obviously the improved health of those all those areas. So self-care can reduce stress, anxiety, depression, and improve your overall mood. Also, the improved or enhanced physical health as well. So, self-care practices like regular exercise and eating healthy, they can prevent like diseases and just improve your overall physical well-being. Like, I'm sure so many of us have experienced burnout, and we just know how physically impossible it is to like everything just feels so much harder, like emotionally harder, but also physically harder. So by doing self-care, it just is making sure that we are functioning as like well as we can so that we can do more things, but they feel easier and it's not like walking through mud carrying 50 kilos while still trying to live daily life, you know? And so it's just about improving your quality of life. So by taking care of yourself, you can live a more fulfilling and enjoyable life because why else? What else would we want? We would not want anything else except a happy, beautiful, healthy life. So, some examples of self-care activities, if you've never really thought about self-care or if you've thought about it in one dimensional, like only thinking about that physical health aspect, like I'm going to give you some suggestions because later I'm going to help you create your own self-care kind of activities that you enjoy. But let's give you some ideas first of all. So, some physical self-care activities involve getting enough sleep because if you sleep crappy, then that just ripples out into all areas of your life. So, getting enough sleep, eating nutritious meals, exercising, good hygiene, skincare, like things like that. Emotional self-care activities can include engaging in activities that bring you joy, practicing mindfulness, spending time with loved ones. Mental health self-care activities could include reading, learning a new skill, doing your hobbies, setting goals, and spiritual self-care practices might involve connecting with your faith, whatever that is and however that looks, but connecting with your faith, practicing meditation, spending time in nature. Yeah, so they're just some ideas, and we will revisit that later. But I also wanted to talk about joy because I realized this is something that I've been saying a lot lately. And so I looked into it and I realized like, I've heard it a few times lately through some masterminds that I've been doing with my business. And yeah, so joy is something that I think we often say happiness, but they are a bit different. But joy, so if you've ever seen a diagram called the Emotional Guidance Scale by Abraham Hicks, if you haven't seen it, go and look it up. But it's something that I've become aware of in the last year. But it shares the idea that our emotions serve as a guidance system for our personal vibration, because you often hear people say like high vibe or the universal law of vibration. Like, yeah, so that's kind of it all, it's all connected. Everything in life is connected. So it's all connected. So this emotional guidance scale categorizes emotions into a range of lower vibrational emotions all the way up to higher vibrational emotions. So the lower emotions are associated with negative feelings like fear, depression, and despair, while the higher emotions are linked to the positive feelings such as joy, love, and appreciation. So, this emotional guidance scale consists of 22 emotional levels from the lowest vibration at the bottom to the highest vibration at the top. And the idea is that your current emotional state reflects your vibrational frequency and is like your internal like in your internal emotions and your vibrational frequency is what is creating your external environment. So, you can't create a beautiful world or a beautiful home if you're not, having those beautiful emotions within. So it's all about creating those higher vibrational emotions within yourself to create that higher vibrational external life. So if you can imagine like a TV with 22 channels, each channel is representing a different emotion, and you get to choose what channel you're tuning into. So like for example, if you turn on channel one, you'll get like a real life movie of your reality being filled in joy and love and freedom and appreciation. Whereas if you switch the channel to channel 13, your reality begins to fill with events that only bring on doubt. So it's all about just recognizing your current emotional state and your current emotional vibration, and it will always change. Like seriously, we're going to experience so many emotions in a day, a week, a month. So it's just about recognizing kind of where you are on the scale or your current emotional vibration. And it's not saying that you then have to jump all the way to the top. And like, so if you're in doubt and fear and despair, it's not saying you then suddenly have to click your fingers and start feeling joy, because it's not going to be authentic. It's not going to be real. You're going to be forcing it. But this scale is helping you like realize where you are and just go one step more. What's one step higher that you could go? So yeah, it's just about helping us raise our vibration. And in some days, we might only be able to raise our vibration to channel 10. Instead of channel 1 being all the way at the top, we might only be able to raise our vibration to channel 10 out of 22 or channel 15 out of 22, depending on what we've got going on. And that's like totally okay for given days, different situations. But it's about this, this daily life, this day-to-day, like hamster wheel life. It's about trying to make those generally at the higher vibration. Yeah, so joy is actually the top of the list of emotions. Joy is like number one, it's at the top. So I've really been kind of looking at my language and the words I use and really focusing on the word joy and what joy means to me and how I can bring joy into my life and give joy to others as well. So, yeah, when you're with joy being at number one at the top of the list, it's saying that when you're in a state of joy, when you're feeling joy, you're vibrating at your highest frequency. So you're going to be attracting even more joy to your life, and you're going to be able to give more joy to others and just have this beautiful ripple effect of joy into all areas of your life. So that's kind of like the background. That's like why self-care and focusing on joy, that's why they are both so important. And it's just about you considering like how can you weave these small self-care and joy-filled activities into your daily life so that you're just constantly getting this like little top up and little nudge to those higher vibrational emotions. So I will share with you kind of my routine that I've got going on right now because it feels really easy but joy-filled. I've got these constant little prompts during my day that is just constantly nudging my emotions and my energy up higher. So it's just really beautiful. So I have two kinds of days in a week. I've got my mum days where it's just one-on-one with me and my little man, and I've got my family days, which is the weekends when hubby's home with us. And so those kind of family and mum days, they are 4 days of my week. And then I've got my 3 work days, my 3 intensive work days of the week as well. So I've kind of got two different days there, and so there's different routines or different ways that I bring joy into my days on those. So yeah, my mum days and my family days are just filled with joy. They are. They are filled with joy. And especially while little man is so young, I'm able to shape our days so that yeah, I am making sure that we've got those joy-filled days in there. And I was reflecting the other day, and I've realized that like I feel or I'm still working through it, I think, because I do feel pressure. I'll talk about our morning routine in a second, but I just want to put this up front because I know that I felt and maybe a little bit still do feel pressure to wake up and get outside straight away in the morning because that is definitely the recommendations, like, is to get moving and get sunlight on you like as soon as possible. So I used to live by that. Like years ago, I used to wake up at 5 a.m. and go for like an hour run in the morning before I started my work. And yeah, so since mum life, so 3 years of mum life now, and it's just not my vibe. And I have felt guilt about that and still a little bit do feel guilt. No, I think I'm shaking off the guilt by verbalizing this. No, I'm just recognizing that that is just not my season right now. That might be the recommendations, and I fully like, yeah, also support that and encourage that. But for me, like, that is, I've definitely done it a few times during mum life, like woken up and just got us ready and got us out of the house and like gone for a walk with the dog. But overall, it's probably not the thing that brings me most joy. Like just doing, it's not my vibe as a mum with a young one still. It's not my vibe right now because we're all in seasons. Like nothing lasts forever. We're all in seasons. And I think I really started letting go of that pressure I was putting on myself to do the right thing, air quotes there, do the right thing and wake up and go outside, move your body, get sunlight. I really started kind of, no, this isn't my vibe anymore because you just never know with a kid what kind of night sleep you're going to have. So until 2 weeks ago, when I started night weaning 2 weeks ago, and my last episode, episode 24, is all about my night weaning journey. So until 2 weeks ago, I was waking up and feeding him like 8 times a night. So 8 times a night for the last 3 years, I have been waking up. So I am not getting any kind of solid or deep sleep for 3 years. And sleep is so important. It is so important in all areas of our life. And so I am not willing to sacrifice sleep or push myself. Like you see people doing like the 5 a.m. club and like waking up at 5 a.m. and everyone is free to make their own choices. Like, but for me, that is not filling up my cup anymore. That is not it's not my vibe. It's just not my vibe. I have realized that I would rather wake up slowly and ease my mind and body into the day because, yeah, it is not getting like deep, restful sleep. So that's kind of just prefacing my whole routine is acknowledging that yes, the recommendations are, and I agree with them, to wake up and as soon as you can, go and move your body and get outside, get that sunlight. But for me, instead of going out for a walk at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m., that it's not happening until 9 a.m. And I'm just needing to acknowledge that and be okay with that because this life and this episode is all about you finding your joy. And that is going to look different depending on your season, depending on your situation. Life is always changing. This routine is always going to be changing. But right now, since being a mum and being a mum to a young one, that is not my vibe. Not for me anyway. I know others do it and it suits them and, good on them that they found their routine that works for them. So that's what this is all about. It's just helping you find your own routine. And we are also in Australia coming into winter. We're now in autumn and we're coming into winter. So the idea of being at home and waiting for the day to warm up just a little bit, being home in my hoodie and slippers just that little bit longer, that feels really good to me. That is joy filled to me. Okay, so my current routine now with a 3-year-old that co-sleeps and is night weaned. Yeah. Still feeding every other moment of the day, but night weaned, so we're good. So my current routine is waking up at 6:30. So I have an alarm on my phone. Yes, I know phones should be away from my head, but because I'm co-sleeping, I have my phone right next to me, so my alarm is right next to me. But I just have my phone on a vibration alarm so that it's not loud and shocking and jarring to my body. You just slowly start hearing this vibration going off. So I have my alarm going off at 6:30. And again, I'm actually doing like a lot of what they say not to do. So they definitely say like don't check your phone in the morning, like as soon as you wake up, like try and do it later. But I like to be organized. I like to know what's going on. I like to know what's happening. I like to like prepare for my day. Because yeah, I co-sleep. So I wake up at 6:30 and I don't wake up little man until 7. So 6:30, I've got like that 20 minutes, half an hour to myself. So I do check my phone at that time. I do. I do. I said it. I'm one of those people that wakes up and checks their phone, but I'm really intentional with that. So what I'm doing is checking my like business communications, so like my email, my messages, just to see if there's anything that I need to prioritize that day. Because like when I'm on family days, like I don't really do business stuff. So, but I want to check in and just see if there is anything that I need to do. So I do check that. And then I just check my communications with family and friends. So just those kinds of text messages and yeah, just again to see if there's anything that I need to help people with that day, or if anyone is like wanting a spontaneous catch up that day, which I'm all for. So I wake up and I check my phone straight away. But that feels good for me because it helps me just see, is there anyone like knocking on my door? Does anyone need me? Do I need to action anything to help me plan my day? So it feels really good. And then what I also do on my phone is I actually have saved on my phone, I've created in Canva a bit of a prayer that I've written up. It's my prayer to the universe and just like a little bit of a, like I'm pretty much just saying, it's like just full of affirmations and gratitude and just goals and intentions and just putting my was it? It's not really a question, but I guess my intentions is putting my intentions out to the universe, just saying, hey, we're co-creating like this beautiful life, and this is what I'm wanting to call into my life, and this is what my values are and what I want my life to look like. So it's like this little prayer that I just read off my phone and just sit with for a minute. As well as that, I've also written up my values, which I have mentioned in a past episode, but I've got like 6 values. And so it's just like actually reading them and just like, again, mentally connecting with them to see how can I bring these values into my day because this is what is important to me. So it's just making sure, and then this is what I want my life to look like. So it's just making sure that my day ahead is actually connecting with those values and seeing how I can bring them into my day. And then, of course, expressing gratitude as well, because you can't call in new things if you're not grateful for what you've already got. So, yeah, yes, I wake up and I check my phone and I do a few of those things. Yeah, but it just kind of makes me feel like I know what's going on. I know what my day ahead has, and I'm actually just calling in all the good things for my day ahead. So then I wake up Kai at 7 o'clock and I let him have TV time. Oh my gosh, this is such a thing that I feel is so judged is like screen time. And it's so like some people are all for it, some are not, some are like, so yeah. I'm actually realizing that I'm saying I'm doing a few things that, yeah, are not the recommendations. They're not, but it's just what suits my routine while being mindful of not overdoing one way or another. And it's all just purposeful, it's intentional, because the outcome of it is really good. So, I used to not let him have TV time in the morning, um, but I found that he just needed so much of me. So as soon as we would wake up, it would just be like, Mum, 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 Mum. And so I was just starting my day with this constant, like, Mum, 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 Mum. And so now actually giving him TV time from 7 till 9, so 2 hours, it's helping him kind of wake up, ease himself into the day because he doesn't actually sit there and watch TV for that long. It's just that it's on. Like he might sit there and watch it for like 15 minutes and then he's off playing with his toys. I give him breakfast during this time, but it's really just like permission for me to say, he's okay, he's entertained, he's playing with his toys, he's got a screen, and I'm in the same room as well. So we're still there together, but it's actually just easing that pressure so that I can do what I want to do in the morning. That is my main time for my self-care and joy bringing activities. So during those kind of 2 hours in the morning when we first get up, that's when we have breakfast together. I'll have a hot drink and I've been like loving the frothed milk lately and stuff. So I'll have usually a hot cacao or a matcha, and just having them as like with oat milk as well. And then I'll also do some journaling, do some reading, do some coloring in. So he joins me with that. And I also do my skincare in the morning as well. So that's really my time to, um, yeah, do what I want to do. Like that's a lot that is in my list of this is what brings me joy. So yeah, it's just a really beautiful morning. We're just talking together and eating together, and he'll sometimes have some of my hot drink and he'll, yeah, do the coloring in. So it's just really beautiful time together. And then on Saturday mornings, I also get to lie in bed or be off the clock until 9 a.m. So hubby takes him out of the room at 7 and that's when I can do some of my deeper self-care and joy-filled things. So I actually have one of the LED light masks for your face. So I will usually use that or I might sleep in, so not wake up at 6:30, 7 o'clock. That's not true. I say that I do always wake up at 6:30, but it just means that I can actually just lie in bed and zombie and just zone out. So that's really nice. And we also have a massage chair as well. So that's when I might sit in the massage chair for a bit as well. So that just means that by 9 o'clock, my days have already been filled with things that I enjoy. It sets the vibe for my day, and I'm just all about prioritizing and putting first the things that are really important to me. So it's not, I'm really changing my focus and not doing things that I have to do first and then having fun at the end. I'm all about what are the things that are important to me and joy filled to me and doing them first. And the things that have to be done, they can wait. They can be done later. So by 9 a.m., I'm already like, I'm having my time in the morning. Kai's fine watching TV. And then from 9 o'clock, like I'm ready to be a present mum for the rest of the day. Like screens off, like that's it. Because then the rest of the day is like time for us to connect. But it's really just meant that I've been able to wake up and ease into the day, do things that I enjoy, and just put myself first. So then I can be there for him for the rest of the time. So I'm really loving this routine at the moment. And then 9 o'clock, when screens go off, that is our time to get outside, get into nature. We take our dog for a walk. And yeah, just move our bodies, get that sunshine. Um, on our family days, so on the weekends when we're together, we have a cooked breakfast at 9 o'clock, and then we'll walk Ryder. Yeah, so it's just really beautiful to start our day slowly and doing things we enjoy, and then bringing in that movement and outside time, but still connecting, like still being present, like or still being with each other while we're doing all these things. And that was like what I was saying at the start is that um, it's not about giving up or taking away from family time or being with your family or, being a mum. Like when I'm doing my reading and my journaling, like I'm right there next to him. So if he does need something, I'm right there. I'm going to stop what I'm doing and help him out. But it just means that I'm not his sole focus of entertainment or yeah, it's just a little bit more balanced and a little bit nicer for me to start my day that way. And then after we've walked Ryder, our mornings are just filled with getting out of the house and enjoying experiences together and making memories. So that's when we go and see our friends. We go to the beach or the playground or an animal park. Like we get outside and we be in nature. We move our bodies. We go and explore. Like our mornings are like our time to be adventurous. They are about living life and trying new things and just having fun and enjoying stuff. And then little man still naps. So I get about an hour of I get about an hour nap that he still has during the middle of the day around lunchtime. And I have always, and some of my friends are like, they are so good in like, they'll clean their house. And so their house always looks nice when I go. But I like, their house always looks nice when I go over because they use nap times productively. And that's great. If that's what they want to do, that's great. And their house looks so beautifully clean. But I have always used nap time as my time to just zombie. Literally, my brain will be like, yep, cool, feet up on the couch. I'm going to watch whatever trashy TV I want, and I am going to switch my brain off and zombie. Like, and so that's why my house doesn't look as clean, which I'm still trying to work out that kind of routine. But yeah, so nap time. So I get in about an hour now. And that is my time to just wind down and zombie and recharge, ready for the afternoon. And on weekends as well, because we're still co-sleeping on weekends, that's like our only time to have undivided time together. So that's like our couples time on the weekends. So yes, I use nap times productively in allowing myself to recharge. Put my feet up and chill out because, yeah, you don't really get that time when they're awake. So, nap time is the time to do it. And then our afternoons is more time together, usually at home, sometimes like at a playground or visiting a friend. But that's when I'll do the cleaning and the housework while playing with him. So we usually have music on to keep the vibes high. I'll definitely have a herbal tea in the afternoon. And we'll do like joy-filled activities together, like cooking food or making juice. He loves helping me make juice because food brings joy, and like teaching and involving him in like life tasks. Like I love doing that. We will have our like afternoon tea outside if possible and under our pergola. Um, and yeah, we'll if like socialize, like socializing is very important to me. So we'll socialize in the afternoon if we didn't in the morning. And but sometimes that means if we can't physically see people, sometimes that just means a phone call or a text to friends. Like it's just about connecting with other people because that's a really big value of mine is connection and love. So it's just about having some kind of social element in the afternoon. And sometimes, and depending on my day, usually 2 days a week, there are some business tasks that I need to do in the afternoon. But because we've had so much connection time earlier in the day, like the afternoon, he's usually fine to like chill out at home and play with his toys. And yeah, so that's kind of our time to just hang out and be together, kind of doing our own thing and then coming together and doing our own thing and coming together. So yeah, that just feels really nice and very, really natural. And it just means that we can go with our energy and our emotions because we know that I'm all about cycle syncing. So yeah, some days that means like when I'm in follicular or ovulatory phase, then yeah, I'm like, let's get outside, let's go to the playground, let's like move our bodies, let's go for a run, like let's go see friends. And then other weeks when I'm in luteal or menstrual phase, it's like, no, let's, yeah, stay at home, wear our hoodies. I'm going to clean the house. I'm going to have a herbal tea. Let's sit and read some books or do some painting. Like, yeah, it's really awesome to just have that freedom to flow with our energies for the days. And then when hubby gets home, he has a bit of him time, so he'll come and say hi. to us, and then he'll go and lock himself away for a little bit so that he has some time for himself. And I'll get Kai his dinner, and then when hubby comes out to join the family, then I go away. So it's a lot of tag teaming. But yeah, then I'll go away and I'll do my exercise. So that's when I have my dedicated time to come into my office slash gym. And in here, I have a Pilates reformer, I have a functional trainer and Smith machine, I have dumbbells. So that is my time to put on some music or trashy TV or whatever I want to do. It's just put on something in here, create the vibe, and yeah, do a workout based on my cycle, based on cycle syncing, because everything I do is based on cycle syncing. But it's just so nice to have that dedicated, uninterrupted time, because I have tried so many times to exercise while I'm with Kai, and it is like an hour of trying to exercise. And I swear I do probably like 10 minutes of like good exercise in that time. Like he's such a mama's boy, which I love, but it just turns into him jumping on me, like me lifting him up with my legs so he can like be Superman. Like it is not like dedicated exercise time. It's have fun, play with my kid time, which is great. So it just means that, yeah, I'm actually really liking just having this dedicated, uninterrupted time for exercise, because then it's like 30 minutes. So I just get in, do it, smash it out, and I'm done. And then I might do if I haven't done my 10,000 steps for the day, I'll go and do that on my walking pad, because that is in the family room. So that way I can still kind of talk and hang out with everyone, and yeah, do my 10,000 steps and do some stretching as well on the carpet where Kai plays. We can do some stretching together. So it's just about doing these things that I enjoy doing, like amongst the family, or just having that balance of like dedicated, uninterrupted time to really be present in something. And then, yeah, being able to not try and juggle multiple things, even though I enjoy doing it, but it's not the most productive thing to do. So then after our exercise, it's like shower, and I'm really into my skincare. So in the morning when I do my skincare, I have my jade roller. So I'm walking around the house, rolling my skin while I'm like opening the blinds and talking with Kai and things like that. So then in the evenings, after my shower, that's when I do my skincare. Again, still being present with the family, talking to them, hanging out, but I'll either be doing micro needling, or I also have one of the vibe the tools that like vibrates and heats up, and just to help the like creams and stuff penetrate your skin and things like that. So yeah, just really doing lots of those little things throughout my day. Like skincare is really important to me. And then I try and have a look at the night sky every night. And I love getting Kai out there with me as well, and just really helping him connect to nature, because we've all got smaller like yards and everything, and with technology and so much screens, it's actually like you really need to be so aware of actually trying to get like outside and connect with nature. So yeah, I really like to go and look outside at the night sky every day. And then if Robert or I need to tag team, if we're feeling a bit tight or a bit more down, we can tag team and go and sit in the massage chair if we need. But otherwise, yeah, we'll all go to bed together at the same time and just co-sleep. And yeah, so it's really beautiful, flowing day with plenty of mum focus time, plenty of bringing my joy into the day. Yeah, it just feels really beautifully balanced. But then on work days, there's not as much of those activities. But there still is. Like it's still about bringing things where you can. So I really enjoy listening to podcasts, and one of the reasons why I started my own. So I listen to podcasts driving to and from work, because I also love learning. Like I'm such a nerd. I love learning. And then at the start and end of my work days, I'll actually just do a 5 minute check-in. And so in the morning, that kind of looks like, again, expressing gratitude. And then really a lot of it is about connecting in with how am I feeling emotionally. So I might just sit there for like 30 seconds and just ask myself like, how am I feeling emotionally? And really dive deep in on that question. And then I'll also ask, how am I feeling physically? And so again, it's like another 30 seconds to a minute of just like sitting there and just noticing like, how are my feet feeling? Like, what are my hands doing? Do they feel tight? Like, am I clenching my jaw? Like, just actually do a physical check-in of my whole body just to see, like, are my shoulders a bit slumped and forward? Like, do I need to correct my posture a bit more? Um, and just really checking with my body physically. And then I'll do some deep breathing. I'll do like 5 deep breaths. And the best way to do deep breathing to regulate your nervous system is when you breathe in, having your hands at the bottom of your ribs and your hand should go outwards to the side. So it's not about your belly going up and down, it's about putting your hands on the sides of your ribs. And when you breathe in, you should feel your ribs moving sideways. And then when you breathe out, obviously they go in. And then also when you breathe, your breath out should be longer than your breath in because a longer breath out triggers your calming system, like your parasympathetic nervous system. Um, Parasympathetic or sympathetic? Can't remember. But it triggers your calming nervous system. So a longer breath out and a shorter breath in. So it might be like 4 seconds of breathing in, 8 seconds of breathing out, something like that. And then, so I'll do that in the morning before I start my work. So that's like when I get to my desk, that's what I do. So it's like 5 minutes out of my work day. Super easy and super important because we're not robots. We are people and we do need to check in with how we're feeling. And then it just helps you to be aware of your energy and your moods because like we're working with other people, right? We don't want to be crabby with other people when they've done nothing to deserve it. So it's just about making sure you're at your highest that you can be. And then in the afternoon, I'll do a similar thing. How am I feeling emotionally, physically? Just a couple of deep breaths just to get the work day out of my system before jumping in the car to go and be with the family. So it's just some of those deep breaths. And then also, what am I proud of or a compliment about myself for the day? Like, yeah, what did I do today that I achieved or was new for me or something that I really didn't want to do, but I did it and I got it off my plate? Like, just a bit of a, like, you got to pat your own back. You got to, like, be your own cheerleader. Yeah, so that's what I do. And yeah, again, driving home, listening to podcasts, and then get home, get Kai dinner, go and exercise, do the skincare, all that kind of stuff. So just my days feel really good right now. So I just wanted to share to help other mamas that are in the thick of it, try and find ways, like find what you enjoy and think of ways that you can actually bring them into your day. So the one of the first steps that I want you to do is create your joy menu. So this is a list of things that bring you joy, a list of things like self-care activities. So it's just a list. So just write down what you enjoy doing, what you enjoyed doing as a kid, what you look forward to. If you had a whole day or a whole week to yourself, like what kinds of activities would you be doing? Just write down things that raise your emotional and physical well-being, things that make you happy, make you smile, things that you do that you could like, it feels like 10 minutes, but it was actually like an hour, like things that if you've got all the time in the world, you would do. So mine includes things like reading, journaling, coloring in, cooking, being outdoors, watching the stars or the sky, like the clouds, being in sunshine, music, podcasts, movement and exercise, my business, socializing, herbal tea and hot drinks. So just think about all the things. All the things, the little things, the big things. Oh, yeah, skincare on there as well. So, like taking care of my physical health, yeah, just list things down. Create your list of things that bring you joy and contribute to your self-care. And then look at your days and your weeks and see where you can slot them in. And when you're doing this, remember that it's not about finding time. It's not about saying, I don't have time or I can't find the time. It's about making time. If you don't make time, they're not going to happen. Like a bit of tough love for you. Like you are, you should be your number one priority. And so that means that you need to prioritize things that bring you joy. You cannot give to others. We've already said you cannot give to others. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give to others if you are feeling drained and empty. So you need to prioritize yourself and put in these things into your calendar that bring you joy. And you'll hear like some of my things, like when I say that I read, I've got 2 hours to do all those things that bring me joy. I might read one page, but hey, I read. I read and it was just one page, but it was reading. I got to read. So it's just about taking off the burden, the pressure of I have to read 10 pages or I have to read for 10 minutes. Like every little thing is good and just play with it. Just give it, just put things in, give them a go for a few days, for a few weeks and shift it. If what you're doing is not bringing you joy, just shift it, change it. Like this is about you finding what brings you joy so that you can be your happiest and healthiest self. You can be your happiest and healthiest partner, and you can be your happiest and healthiest mom and friend to others. Because otherwise, what's the point? What's the point? That's all I'm going to say. That's what I'm going to leave you with. So I hope that inspired you to consider where you bring joy into your life and where you raise your vibration. Because then that way, as I said, you can give better to yourself and to others. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to love you and leave you. And I would love to hear what joy-filled or self-care activities that you do in your life or that you are going to bring into your life. So jump over to my Instagram, Callie Malone Coaching, send me a DM and let me know what joy-filled and self-care activities you are doing. If you're really struggling, like also jump into my DMs. Like if you're really struggling to work out how you can fit these things into your life, let's chat. Like I want to help you have a beautiful, joy-filled day and week and life. So yeah, come and jump over to Instagram, Callie Malone Coaching. Let's connect, let's chat, let's raise each other's vibrations. But I will leave it there and I will talk to you all next week. Bye.